Hello everyone, my name is Kanigeshwari and I would like to wish everyone a very good evening. Today I'm here along with my good mates to introduce our brand new game called Where Life Begins based on the topic of reproductive system. Firstly, I would like to introduce my teammates. We have Putri Amira, Siti Sophia, Mazni Najiha and Aini Sabrina. So, as most of you know, we are a group of students enrolled in an anatomy and physiology class, and a large chunk of the subject is based on memorization and the ability to retain information. And this is known to be very important. To be able to retain this information, the method of studying is very important also. Studying passively by just reading books will not hit the mark, and that is why we took this opportunity of assignment 2 to create a great animated game to help students like us. Our game involves a good study method called active recall, which includes studying questions in the form of flashcards and quizzes to constantly remember information. The game we created includes 3 levels consisting of different forms of quizzes to help students stay on track during study sessions and also provide easy recollection of memory, especially when revising for an exam. Moving on, in our game, we have focused on some key elements from the topic of the reproductive system, such as organs in the system, physiological processes that occur, and understanding the importance of the system as a whole. With that, I will pass on to my teammate Sophia to give a brief explanation on the contents of the chapter.
Thank you, Kana, for the introduction. Hi, my name is Siti Sophia, and I'm going to be explaining the organs of both male and female reproductive system. So first, I'm going to be explaining about the organs in the female reproductive system. So first, the external genitalia is also called the vulva, includes labia majora, labia minora, the clitoris, and the vaginal opening. So as you can see here, the clitoris is mainly for sexual pleasure. Meanwhile, the labia minora and the labia majora is mainly for protection of the vulva and the clitoris and the vaginal opening. And the vaginal opening is for intercourse and childbirth, and the urethral opening is where urine comes out. Next, the internal genitalia includes fallopian tubes, ovaries, uterus, cervix, and the vagina. So as we can see in this diagram, the fallopian tube, as we can see, number 1 is for fertilization and egg transport. And number 2 is the ovaries, which is for egg maturation and release. And number 3 is the uterus, which is where fetal development happens. Number 4 is the cervix, where protection and birth. And number 5 is for sexual intercourse and giving birth, which is the vagina. Next, the male reproductive system. So also the same, it has external and internal genital organs. So first is the penis and second is the scrotum. Practically, the sperm comes out from the urethra of the penis. Meanwhile, the scrotum protects both testes and hold them in place. So the internal genital organs. So first we have the urethra, where the urine comes out as well as the sperm comes out from the body. Meanwhile, the testes is where sperm is produced. And next, the epidermis is a long coiled tube where the sperm matures. And like I said, the scrotum protects the testes. And then we have the prostate gland, where it secretes milky fluid to the semen. And the ejaculatory duct, they join one vas deferens to the urethra each. And the vas deferens, this tube carries the sperm to one of the ejaculatory ducts. And finally, the seminal vesicle, they add fluid and nutrients to the sperm. And I think that is all from me. I'll be passing next explanation to Putri Amira.
So hi, I'm Putri Amira. So I will explain regarding the physiological process in reproductive system. So basically there are 4 things that we need to take note. Basically the first one is spermatogenesis, second one meiosis, third one oogenesis, and the fourth one is female reproductive cycle. Okay, so we go to the first one, spermatogenesis. Basically, it is a process, differentiation process that occur in a testis in a male to produce spermatozoa, sperm. Okay, basically it is sustained by a tissue that actually known as a spermatogenial stem cell. Then the second one is meiosis. Meiosis is actually also a process to divide the cell into half, okay, from the number of chromosomes of the parent, and it will produce 4 gametes. This process, meiosis, is really important since it is used for sexual reproduction. And then the third one is oogenesis. If we know that spermatogenesis is occur in male, but oogenesis is a differentiation process also, but differentiation process of ovum into a cell competent to further develop, okay, to further develop when it's already fertilized. Actually, it's developed from the primary oocyte by the maturation, and oogenesis is occur basically initiate in the embryonic stage. Okay, we go to the female reproductive cycle. For information, female reproductive cycle occur around 24 to 34 days. Both occur in ovary and uterus. Okay, if you, usually we always heard regarding the menstrual cycle, but actually the other name of menstrual cycle is uterine cycle. Menstrual cycle or uterine cycle is controlled by a few hormone that released by the ovary. For example, estrogen. Okay, what is the function of estrogen? Estrogen is is basically used for the growth of endometrium, and progesterone is to support the endometrium wall for implantation. And then ovarian cycle. Ovarian cycle is actually involve maturation of follicle, ovulation, and also corpus luteum formation. And then reproductive cycle also, please remember this, reproductive cycle is also known as combined cycle. Okay guys, so now is the time for us to see demonstration of our video by Mazina Jiha. So let's watch it.
So our game has 3 levels, which is level 1, level 2 and level 3. So proceed with the level 1. So in the level 1, the player needs to answer the question based on the multiple choice answers. We also included some additional information for the players.
Did you know? The female external genitalia are the labia minora, labia majora, and clitoris.
When the player clicks on the right answer, this message will appear. Then, they need to proceed to question 2. So now I will show what happens if the player clicks on the wrong answer. So if the player clicks on the wrong answer, it will show the game over page and the player needs to restart the game. So next is the level 2. So for level 2, the player needs to read the passage and figure out what is the word based on the letters given. So if the player clicks on the wrong letter, it will show the game over and the player needs to restart from level 1 again. So all the letters need to be choose in order so that they will finish the level. So for the last level of the game is the level 3. So in level 3, it is quite similar for level 1. We have 4 different answers and the player needs to choose the correct one. If player choose the wrong answer, the game from the level 1. So this page will pop out once the player has finished all the level. The winner is determined by who managed to finish all the level without making any single error. So that's it for the explanation for the game. I will pass it to Aimi for the conclusion.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Aimi Sabrina binti Ruslan. You can call me Aimi. So, to conclude everything from our topic, the reproductive system, we learn a lot, especially about male reproductive system and female reproductive system. Like, we go more details into these two main subtopics until we know specifically the functions of organs in male and female reproductive system. For example, we know that scrotum is the pouch that supports the testes, uterus is the pathway for sperm and the site for implantation, while vagina is the receptacle for penis as well as outlet for menstrual flow. And last but not least, ovaries is a paired organs that produce secondary oocytes, also hormones like progesterone and estrogen. Other than male and female reproductive system, we also learn about female reproductive cycle, spermatogenesis, birth control methods, and stages in labor, which consists of stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. So it is crystal clear that from the reproductive system, we acknowledge the important things that happen in our body, like menstrual cycle, meiosis, and so on. I think that is all from us. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.